You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind. Driving you mad. Driving you mad. Driving you mad. Driving you mad.
Before I was a patient at Ashcliff, I worked here.
You were a nurse?
I was that doctor, Marshall. You think I'm crazy?
No, I
And
never...
if I say I'm not crazy? Well, that hardly helps, does it? That's the Kafka's genius of it. People tell the world you're crazy. And all your protests to the contrary just confirm what they're saying.
I'm not following you, I'm sorry.
Once you're declared insane, then anything you do is called part of that insanity. Reasonable protests or denial. Valid fears. Paranoia.
Survival instincts are defense mechanisms.
You're smarter than you look, Marshall. That's probably not a good thing.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
I started asking about these large shipments of sodium amytal and opium-based hallucinogens.
Psychotropic drugs.
I asked about the surgeries, too.
Hey guys, it's Greg. The clip that played earlier is from Shutter Island. I was watching it the other day, and this scene came up, and I immediately thought it took me exactly where I am, where a lot of you are. Patricia Clarkson says, "Does it help if I tell you I'm not crazy?" Because that doesn't help at all, does it? You see, once you've been declared insane by people, then anything you do afterwards is part of the insanity. Okay. DiCaprio asked her what happened. She said that she asked about shipments of some drugs and the surgeries. But you can cut right past where she said, I asked about, and you can add anything else in there you want. I asked about the lunar landings. I asked about why does, when one party have control of all three branches, why does nothing ever get taken care of? You know, let's say, for instance, abortion. Well, why when you have all three branches, nothing ever gets done? So when you're like me, and if you're watching this, chances are you probably are, you wake up, you're aware of the false left-right paradigm. You're aware that the lunar landings are most likely bullshit, which are bullshit as far as I'm concerned, but you may still be toying with that. I don't know. Don't know what point you're at, you know, on what rung of the ladder you are. But I can tell you this. Once there's something different about us. I don't know if it's genetic, you know, like the tongue thing. Only certain people can curl their tongue. If you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, that's a genetic thing. Is becoming aware, is that a genetic thing? Because the more and more that you dive deeper into the truth of what reality is versus the perception of what reality is, well, the more excluded you are. You have less credibility. Just like Patricia Clarkson said, you know, once you're declared insane by the perceived zombie masses, you have no credibility any longer. You'll always be insane. Once someone labels you a lunatic, you are a lunatic. You've lost your credibility, except for with people like you and me. Matt and we talk a lot about we never get that big break. You never get that break that would actually vindicate you. You know, it would vindicate and justify your position. And even if we did get that break, how many people would actually see it? I think there are several things that are quite obvious that there is something wrong. And yet people still can't see the trees for the forest. So it's, once you're a lunatic, you're always a lunatic. And you slowly start to become excluded. And until we get that break that exonerates us, and even then, once it does get here, do you think it will matter? I truly don't. I've presented several arguments with very good evidence behind the arguments and never even moved the mercury. You know, it. So, yeah, it's like she said, it's a genius technique, you know. All you have to do to discredit someone that steps out and questions what reality in this world is, popular opinion. That's what reality is. Now, we know that's not true. You know it's not true. I know it's not true. But the rest of the world, they, you know, these zombie masses, it's their perception. You know, it's popular opinion is truth. Anything from authority is truth, regardless of how ridiculous or how evil or how sinister that statement coming from on high may be. Is the truth. Let's take, for instance, and this is not a race baiting thing, this is just an observation. Okay? Let's just use this for an example. Black Lives Matter. Okay? What is their perceived reality? That Black Lives Matter. Except they'll only take it so far. The highest ethnic group in this nation to abort children are blacks. If Black Lives Matter believed behind what their mission statement was, they would barricade the doors to these abortion clinics. But you can't do that because that's not, it's popular opinion that it's a woman's choice and it's okay to kill a black child through abortion. So, cognitive dissonance. You've got an inconsistency there. You've got Black Lives Matter, the greatest ethnic group to kill, to abort children, are blacks. So there's inconsistent logic there. So what they do is they interject another thought to rationalize the inconsistency. Therefore, they maintain their dissonance. So, you know, it doesn't matter. When DiCaprio asked what happened, and she said, I asked about. It doesn't matter what came after that. Because the minute that, if it's not with the norm, or if it doesn't flow with popular opinion, you might get away with saying something once, twice, 3 times. But the minute that you dive into this, you exclude yourself. Or, well, you don't exclude yourself, you get excluded. You are ostracized. All it takes is one person with a powerful enough personality to determine that you're a lunatic. And that's exactly what you are. So, guys, you know, we get thrown into the mix with all kind of crazy things, you know. I don't tend to involve myself in UFOs and aliens and stuff like that. I stick with what I have evidence for. And until evidence comes forth that's reliable and not Project Bluebeam or anything like that, I'm staying away from that. Because my purpose was, you know, in this is to try to I don't know. I don't like being lied to. I've been a skeptic all my life about the way the world really works. And I've seen so many things that contradict the way things really work and what people would consider popular opinion or perceived reality, when true reality is a hell of a lot more sinister, a lot more evil, a lot more controlling. I mean, anyone that's in a position of authority, do you honestly think they're going to tell you the truth when they know that that authority gives them control? Of course not. And the easiest way to discredit someone is to have a strong enough personality to declare them insane. Even though that same person cannot prove otherwise what they're accusing you of being insane for. Because they're just like you. They don't have proof the other way. They have to get their information from on high, from the authority. The only difference is they accept it and I don't, and you don't. And it's perception versus observation. Alright guys, I just wanted to put this one together. I'm going to get this uploaded before I go to bed. I'm going to try to get to sleep tonight early. Also, I played around a little bit with the editing software, so just wanting to see what I could do. Alright, take care guys. Have a good one, and please be good to everyone else.